guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a review slash first impressions on the new Revlon ColorStay 2-in-1 foundation. So I'm really excited to try this foundation out because it actually has a concealer and a foundation in it. Instead of having to use two separate products, you can just use this one thing. So I'm actually really excited to try this out. So some of the claims of this foundation are that it has all day wear, it has a flawless finish, and it's sweat resistant. So I'm actually really excited to try this out. I picked mine up in the shade 400 Caramel. In the original ColorStay foundation, I am in the shade Toast, and I actually felt like Toast was a little bit too light for me. So I wanted to try Caramel out, and actually the product is a little bit darker in the pan than the actual foundation is. So just keep that in mind when you're actually going out and getting the foundation. It is a little bit darker in the pan than it is once you apply it on your face, at least from the swatch that I did. I haven't applied it on my face yet, but I just did like a little swatch to see if it matched or whatever when I got home. And I looked at these swatches that are under display, and Toast just seemed like it was the same Toast that was in the liquid form of it. I'll show you guys the liquid form. Alright, so this is the liquid form of the ColorStay foundation, and this is just the regular ColorStay that's been around for years. One of the best drugstore foundations out. And this is the compact form, and it has a concealer built into it. But this is the packaging here, and it's a compact. So once you open it up, the first layer that you have here is actually the concealer. So that's the first thing that you see once you apply it. I believe this is just an under eye concealer, but we're going to test all of that out. And then the actual foundation is here. You can see where I swatched it. I did swatch it with my finger. And then there is another layer that has a mirror, and then it has kind of like a little, is it teardrop? I don't know. It looks like one of those is it guitar picks? Those little guitar thingies. That's what it looks like. But it's a sponge that comes with it, and it sits and it's down in here. So we are actually going to try out the sponge today, and we're going to use a foundation brush to apply it. You guys know that I like to do a sponge on one side and a foundation brush on the other side, just to see how the two really work out. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the actual foundation demo. Okay, so we're going to go in with the side with the sponge. I already have my face primed. I used the Nivea Men primer, and I'm just going to go ahead and dip a little bit of the product onto the sponge just to see how it applies. Alright, so this is one side of the foundation done, and this is just one layer of the foundation. I really want to see how it builds up, so I'm going to go back in and add another layer after I apply the other side. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side with a flat foundation brush, well, flat powder brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics. So, okay, you get a lot better coverage. Alright, so from just one layer, I would definitely say that you do get more coverage from using a brush with this foundation, because it's just almost completely full once you apply it with a brush. So I definitely recommend using this with a brush. This side with the sponge, we're going to go ahead and add another layer just to see how it builds up. You really don't even have to build it up with a brush. So we're just going to go in and add another layer just to see how it builds up. And you can build it up. It's not like a foundation that you can't build up, but you do have to go back in with a few more layers on this side just to kind of build it up if you use a sponge. So I would definitely recommend using a brush with this. Yeah, so one thing that I will say about this is that it does get very messy. As you can see, the packaging is like all messy now. And the side with the sponge, you do have to like keep going back and forth in and digging and tapping the foundation out with the sponge. So you have to use a lot more product than if you would with a brush, whereas you can just rub it in there like 1 to 2 times and then rub it on your face and you get a lot of coverage. So actually really like the look of this foundation. It's actually really pretty. It does have like a flawless finish. It doesn't say whether or not it's supposed to be like dewy or anything like that, but I am getting a hint of dewy. It's not matte. I will say that it's definitely not matte, but it's not like full on glowy foundation or anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the concealer now. So this is the concealer here in on the first layer. As you can see, it's just a round circle here, and I'm just gonna take my finger and apply it under here. I'm actually gonna do one side with my finger and then the other side with the actual concealer brush, just to see. I actually like the coverage of the concealer. I noticed that sometimes once I apply the concealer under my eyes, I do tend to get a lot of creasing right away with concealers that I don't like, and I haven't noticed that yet. So we're going to go ahead and set this. I am going to set all of this just to make it, just to see how it sets on the skin. I will say that the foundation is feeling a little bit like oily, like you know how those foundations where you have it on your face and then you can just feel like the oil building up on your face throughout the day. I already feel that, so I don't know if it's just because I haven't set it yet or what the deal is, but we're gonna go ahead and set all of this, and I'm gonna finish up the rest of my makeup. So this foundation comes in 12 shades, and this is the second to the darkest shade. I do like the foundation all in all. It does claim to have a flawless finish, which it does. The finish is flawless, especially the side that I applied with the brush. It is absolutely flawless. However, this foundation is definitely one that you do have to set with a powder, just because it is kind of like that creamy texture, and anytime you're really putting creams on your face, whether you have oily skin or combination skin like I do, you do want to set that because it does tend to kind of oil up. And once I did set it, it kind of felt better on the face, because once I applied it, it felt kind of like sticky, like just sticky on the face. But once I set it, actually doesn't even feel like it's there anymore. So I do like that about this foundation, and it is a beautiful coverage foundation. It has like a medium to full coverage. It's definitely not sheer or light or anything like that. So, and it does have a buildable coverage. So if that's something that you're looking for in a foundation, definitely pick this up. Yeah, the foundation all in all is pretty good. I picked mine up from Walmart. I have seen this foundation at Walgreens. I have seen it at CVS. I haven't seen it at Target yet, but I did see it at Walmart. In Walmart it was $12.47, I believe. And I do like the packaging. However, I feel like you have to like lift everything up to get to everything, and you have to like keep going back and forth in here, especially if you use a sponge. You have to keep going back and forth in here, and it's just kind of like ooh. And then if you have to use the mirror, it's like you have to flip it down and flip it back up to get the mirror. But I do like the fact that it does come with the mirror. This sponge, however, I don't really like the sponge. If I was to ever apply this again with the sponge, I would use the Real Technique sponge or a beauty blender. I probably would not use this, just because I felt like it didn't really apply the foundation that well, and it kind of absorbed more product than you actually needed, if that makes sense. That as far as the concealer is full coverage. It definitely is full coverage. I don't have any issues with creasing or anything like that. I did set it, and it did an amazing job of covering up my dark circles. I mean, it's not really much you can really talk about concealers other than its actual purpose, and it's really did a good job of covering up my dark circles and like hiding all of that. So I only put it under my eyes just because it is one that's kind of closer to my skin tone, so I really didn't have to use it to highlight or anything like that. And again, I did set the concealer as well. I did set all of my makeup. Just yeah, those are my thoughts on this foundation. Let me know if you guys have tried this foundation. If you have, let me know your thoughts on it below. And if you're thinking about going out and getting this foundation, let me know how you guys feel about it. I think that is about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. That way you won't miss another upload. And I think that is about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.